After Hurricane Katrina blew through, floodwaters filled the Ninth Ward of New Orleans with devastating destruction.
Some folks think disasters are so, well, disastrous that nothing good could come out of them. But what if God had a big work here in Dallas, Texas, for a couple who were absolutely dead set on living out their entire lives in their beloved hometown of New Orleans?
We lost everything.
Those floodwaters also wiped out the 20-year church and home of Pastor E.J. Scott and his wife, Deneen.
I went into a state of depression like never before.
But what happened after has led the flamboyant clergyman to write Hurricane Katrina, the best thing that ever happened to me. His message in a nutshell: disasters and storms are going to come. Some storms going to hit everyone eventually.
Hurricanes, fires, floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, terrorist attacks, divorce, death, sickness, job loss, ruined relationships, bad investments, wayward children. All of these can be storms.
And when they hit, Scott believes you need to be prepared to focus like a laser on what God will do to raise you up, rather than focus on your circumstances, for that will surely crush you.
What you focus your attention upon determines your destiny.
Scott can now see God's destiny for him was to minister to the downtrodden in Dallas, something he would never have done if Katrina hadn't forced him out of New Orleans. His wife's best friend outside Dallas put them up when Katrina wiped them out. And Scott says with everything he had lost, God woke him up in the middle of the night.
The Lord woke me up and told me to start a church. I said, Lord, start a church where? I said, I'm in Lancaster. I don't know but one person here. That's my wife's best friend.
But God quickly orchestrated a series of events and meetings with key people that ended up with the Scotts praying for Texans over the radio for 2.5 years.
Father, let us live by your word.
And starting a new church in North Dallas, which Scott says is as blessed a thing as giving birth to a new baby. He says it's been joy ever since, and because he'd been stripped of everything, he absolutely knows God did it all. And he's learned
to not depend on my outer circumstances or situation. But I have learned to totally and completely depend on God.
But Scott says Jesus definitely warned people to physically prepare for disaster. Here's what you can find in the Scott's trunk: bags filled with blankets, ID, credit cards, checks, flashlights, batteries, and a stuffed first aid kit that's first class.
170 different things in your first aid kit. You got to have clothes. You need changing clothes, so you just want to have those ready. You're also going to need your most important papers, because the most important thing is you're going to have to continue to live once you make it through the storm. You need personable things. You need toothpaste, hand wash, soap, things of that nature. You're also going to need to bring you some food. You need some canned foods, some goods that you can cook with, eat without having to prepare them.
His book warns you need to formulate plans, arrange transportation, purchase insurance for homeowners, flood, fire, contents. And on the spiritual side, Scott says if you'll just believe Jeremiah 29's promise that God's plans are to prosper you, give you hope in a future, you'll always find
God is bigger than the storm.
Paul Strand, CBN News, Dallas.